Hello, and thank you for joining the LightWork software team to learn more about the art of leadership and how you can cultivate skills for a more dynamic workplace. My name is Morgan Lacey, and I spend my days connecting with HR professionals to learn about what tools and resources their team needs to be successful. I've learned a lot over the years, which is why you can find me here every month sharing best practices in performance management and other workplace themes. Today, I'm going to be reviewing the foundations of leadership, the different styles of leadership, and some of the ways that leaders can build trust and credibility in the workplace to create a more dynamic and thriving workforce. I think leadership looks different by industry or sometimes even by department. So, what I'm going to cover today are the core leadership qualities that promote teamwork and overall success, no matter your industry, department, or even your role. I truly believe that you do not need a leadership title to lead. I believe that the influence that you have on others in the workplace has less to do with your title and more to do with your intentions to be a team player and a consistent source of support. Integrity is often described as the cornerstone of effective leadership. This foundational quality fosters trust, inspires respect, and drives cohesive teamwork, making it indispensable for anyone in a leadership role. If you've ever had a leader that lacked integrity, it is hard to ignore. You might have found yourself spending more time worrying about how you're going to navigate your leader's lack of communication or lack of respect rather than doing your job. And that really is the opposite effect that a leader should have on an employee's focus. Leaders who act with integrity are often respected by their peers and subordinates. This respect is earned through ethical decision making, fair treatment, and leading by example. When team members trust and respect their leader, collaboration and cooperation flourish. This is achieved through encouraging open dialogue and promoting inclusivity. Communicating with respect and empathy can really make or break a leader's ability to lead and influence a team of people. Again, if you have ever had a leader who struggles to communicate with respect when things are going as planned, then you know the fear of wondering what is going to happen to their communication skills when something inevitably goes wrong. When a team of people know that their leader is going to address their mistake from a place of support and development, they spend less time worrying about the backlash of their mistakes is going to bring them and focus more on what plan they can create to address this issue and move forward. I wanted to cover these core qualities because they are what creates a leader that is approachable, supportive, and fair, which goes a long way in the workplace. There are different leadership styles that I would like to quickly cover to make sure that we're all aware of the different types of leadership that you might have experienced or may categorize yourself in as a leader. Transformational leadership is characterized by leaders who inspire and motivate their followers to exceed their own interests for the sake of the group or organization. They have a visionary approach in that they have a clear vision of the future and inspire others to share that vision. Transformational leaders focus on personal development of their team members, fostering a supportive environment for growth. Transactional leadership focuses on the role of supervision, organization, and group performance. It's based on a system of rewards and penalties. These leaders provide a clear structure as they set goals and expectations and provide specific rewards for achieving them. You will find these leaders monitoring employee performance closely and being focused on achieving short term goals. Servient leadership is centered on the idea that leaders exist to serve their team, prioritize the need and development of their followers, and you'll find these leaders committed to ethical practices and serving the greater good. Servant leaders believe in the empowerment of team members by delegating responsibilities and encouraging autonomy. And as no surprise, they have a strong focus on understanding and addressing the needs of team members. Laissez faire leadership, also known as delegated leadership, offers the least amount of oversight, providing team members with great autonomy in their work. They focus on a hands off approach, providing minimal guidance and allowing employees to make decisions. These leaders have a high level of trust in the competence and motivation of their team members. They intervene only when necessary or when asked and encourage creativity by allowing freedom in how tasks are accomplished. Charismatic leadership relies on the charm and persuasiveness of the leader. These leaders use their personal charm to influence followers. They have a magnetic personality that attracts and motivates others. They provide emotional influence that has the ability to connect on an emotional level and inspire enthusiasm. Each leadership style has its strengths and can be effective depending on the context and the needs of the organization or team. Understanding these styles can help leaders adapt their approach to best fit the situation and achieve their goals. I'm sure you can think of a current or a past leader that falls into these categories and how their style maybe worked perfectly for you, or maybe their style was the reason you're no longer part of that team. These leadership styles have a major effect on teams' morale and should be considered when hiring someone to lead a team of people in a fast paced or high risk work environment. Influence in leadership involves the capacity to affect the beliefs, actions, and attitudes of others through various means. It's about persuading team members to embrace new ideas, align with organizational values, and commit to shared objectives. So let's talk about what allows leaders to influence their team. Being an influential leader requires trust and credibility. So I want to review a few of the foundations of building trust and credibility. Open and transparent communication ensures that leaders share information honestly and listen actively, fostering an environment where team members feel informed and valued. This openness allows to break barriers and build a foundation of trust. Meanwhile, consistency and reliability in actions and decisions demonstrate to team members that leaders are dependable and that their commitments are steadfast. By consistently delivering on promises and maintaining stable presence, leaders reinforce their credibility. Empowerment and autonomy further enhance trust by allowing team members to take ownership of their work, make decisions, and contribute meaningfully to the organization's goals. When leaders entrust their teams with responsibility, it not only boosts confidence but also encourages a culture of accountability and innovation. Together, these elements create a robust framework for trust and credibility, essential for effective and influential leadership. Motivating and inspiring others is another cornerstone of influential leadership, achieved through setting clear goals and expectations, empowering team members with responsibility, and aligning work with personal interest. By establishing clear goals and expectations, leaders provide direction and clarity, helping team members understand their roles and objectives that they are working towards. This clarity fosters a sense of purpose and motivation as individuals can see how their efforts contribute to the larger mission of the organization. Empowering team members with responsibility further enhances motivation by entrusting them with meaningful tasks and decision making power. This empowerment not only boosts confidence but also encourages accountability and a sense of ownership over their work. Additionally, aligning work with personal interests taps into intrinsic motivation, allowing team members to engage more deeply with their tasks and find personal satisfaction in their contributions. By weaving these elements together, leaders can create an inspiring and motivating environment that drives both individual and collective success. I think an example of this is recognizing someone's interest in supporting and advocating others, and then putting them in a position to do that, whether it's in customer service or internally on your team. There is a lot to be said for recognizing someone's strengths and creating an environment where they can naturally thrive. I think part of being a new or longtime leader is always having a good pulse on the current workplace dynamic. The workplace dynamic can change with things like new employees or promotions that might create a shift in the employees' dynamic with each other. Analyzing the existing work culture involves a thorough examination of organizational environment, including the values, behaviors, and practices that define how work gets done. By assessing these elements, leaders can gain insight into the strengths and weaknesses of their work culture, enabling them to identify areas that require attention or change. Recognizing areas for improvement is essential as it allows leaders to pinpoint specific issues that may hinder productivity, innovation, or employee satisfaction. Whether it's addressing communication gaps, enhancing collaboration, or fostering inclusivity, identifying these areas provides a roadmap for targeted interventions that can enhance the overall workplace atmosphere. Leadership styles and behaviors significantly influence the morale, motivation, and engagement of team members. By recognizing how their leadership affects workplace interactions, leaders can adjust their approach to foster a more positive and productive environment. This understanding helps in creating a culture where team members feel valued, supported, and motivated to contribute their best. By understanding the current work culture, identifying areas for improvement, and acknowledging the impact of leadership, leaders can effectively navigate and shape the dynamics of their workplace, both driving organizational success and employee well being. The art of leadership includes being able to lead through change. In times of transition, leaders must embrace the unknown and guide their teams through turbulent waters by fostering a culture of innovation and adaptability. This involves encouraging creative problem solving and being open to new ideas that can redefine existing processes and unlock potential opportunities. Leaders who prioritize innovation inspire their teams to think outside of the box, which is essential for staying competitive in an ever evolving landscape. Skills such as adaptability are crucial. It entails being willing to pivot strategies and adjust to new circumstances swiftly and efficiently. However, the path of change is often fraught with obstacles, testing both leaders and their teams. This is where resilience and perseverance come into play. Resilient leaders maintain a focus on their vision, even when faced with setbacks or failures. By demonstrating perseverance, they install a sense of hope and determination in their team, encouraging them to push through difficulties and remain committed to their goals. This steadfastness not only builds morale, but also fosters a strong sense of community and shared purpose, which are invaluable during periods of change. Ultimately, leading through change is about striking a balance between maintaining immediate challenges and seizing the opportunities that emerge from uncertainty, all while cultivating a resilient and innovative organizational culture. Cultivating leadership skills is a multifaceted endeavor that requires continuous learning and development, self reflection, and implementing new strategies that encompass a range of activities and reflections that enable leaders to grow and adapt in a dynamic environment. Training programs and workshops are fundamental components, providing leaders with opportunities to acquire new knowledge, refine existing skills, and stay ahead of industry trends and best practices. These structured learning experiences often accompanied by mentorship and coaching, where seasoned leaders offer guidance, share insight, and provide personalized feedback to less experienced leaders. This mentorship creates a supportive environment that encourages professional growth and enhances leadership capability. Self reflection and feedback are equally critical in this developmental journey. By actively seeking and utilizing feedback from peers and team members, leaders can gain valuable perspectives on their performance and identify areas for improvement. Reflecting on one's personal leadership style helps in understanding strengths and weaknesses and adapting approaches to better meet the needs of the team or organization. The implementation of new strategies is essential for leadership development. This involves setting realistic and achievable goals that align with organizational objectives, ensuring that each step is taken purposely and directed towards improvement. As leaders strive to implement these strategies, tracking process and making adjustments becomes crucial. By regularly assessing outcomes and being willing to pivot when necessary, leaders can ensure continuous improvement and maintain alignment with evolving organizational goals. Now, if you'd like to learn more about the continuous learning and development side, we do have a past presentation here on the LightWork YouTube channel. It's actually called Adapting and Thriving, the Power of Continuous Learning and Development. And in that presentation, I review the key components of continuous learning and also share some actionable steps to get started. There are also some other presentations about mastering teamwork and the impact of managers on the workplace that can provide some more insight into the power of leadership in the workplace. Now, I think that the internet is filled with great resources for sharpening your leadership skills, and I personally utilize LinkedIn Learning and have found some great courses on teamwork, hiring, and leadership in general. Before we get wrapped up today, I want to review the tools in LightWork performance management that allow leaders and their employees to gather feedback and document performance throughout the year. The goals in LightWork performance management provide focus and accountability by providing details such as priority, status, and due date. The surveys in LightWork performance management allow leaders to gather feedback from new hires and long term employees. And the journals allow leaders to document and organize employee performance throughout the year, allowing them to reference that information when participating in performance reviews, providing more fair and accurate ratings. If you'd like to learn more about the tools inside of LightWork Performance Management, please feel free to reach out to us at the LightWork website that you can find linked below or on the last slide of this presentation. Thank you for joining the LightWork team to learn more about the art of leadership and how your team can cultivate skills for a more dynamic workplace. You can find us here every month sharing best practices in performance management and other workplace themes. Subscribe to our YouTube channel here to check out our future presentations, and please feel free to reach out to us at www.lightworksoftware.com.